What is up everybody, I'm hoping you're all well, back once again with yet another movie review and another sequel that no one really asked for, but I'm sure as hell glad we got. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard and sees Ryan Reynolds return as bodyguard Michael Bryce, or not so much bodyguard as he's had his license taken away, which is really weighing down on him. The events of the first film have really started affecting him, to the point where he is advised by a therapist to go on sabbatical, which while he's on sabbatical, he seems to be enjoying, which is completely ruined when wife of Darius Kincaid, Sonia Kincaid, turns up and tells him about Darius being in trouble and that he specifically asked him to help him. Then hijinks ensue from there. The trio get caught up in a whole new plot to basically destroy Europe, and that is the basic plot of this movie. I mean, it's very over the top and ridiculous, but after the first movie, I'm not at all surprised. I was just expecting a very fun, over the top, action-packed adventure, and I got that. I really enjoyed the first movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It wasn't something to be taken seriously. I found it a very entertaining movie. Yeah, sure, it wasn't perfect or anything like that, but the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson was definitely something that kept me entertained. And the same could be said for this movie. Their chemistry once again is on point, and the introduction of Salma Hayek in this movie in a much more prominent role than the first film was just a lot of fun to see. She bounced off of them just as well as each other. They all made for some very funny moments in the film. They were clearly having fun with the material they'd been given, and that's what's great to see. The actors in this movie are all just having a laugh. They're having a great time. And when you can see the actors having fun, that allows you to also have fun with them. You're not supposed to take it seriously. It's supposed to be just a ridiculous, over-the-top, dumb action movie that you're there to enjoy. And I did enjoy it. Like I said, the main trio, they were great. Their performances were fantastic. Ryan Reynolds as Michael Bryce is essentially just Ryan Reynolds in life. I mean, he's very quick-witted, he's very funny, he's very charismatic, he's very charming. He just has an all-around entertaining screen presence that you can't look away from. The same can be said about Samuel L. Jackson, who is just Samuel L. Jackson. He's great in anything that he's in. He will give his all in every movie he's in. He will deliver his lines in the way that he wants to deliver them, and he will make it work with the material that he's been given. He's just an amazing actor who's clearly having a lot of fun with this film. And then you have Salma Hayek in a more prominent role than she was in the first movie, where she was just a sort of small appearance in a much more vulgar, explicit role than we've seen her in before. Obviously she was very vulgar and explicit in the first film, but this film really takes advantage of her character. They really let her off her leash and have fun with the material she's been given. She's just a great presence in this film. I really liked her addition to the cast, and like I said, the trio were just great altogether. Antonio Banderas is also the main villain in this movie, and yes, he's clearly having fun with the material once again. He's having a lot of fun with the role, but his villain felt a little bit lackluster. Same with the first villain. I didn't really care all too much about him. His motives were a little bit naff. But that's not to say his performance was bad, and it was great seeing him and Salma Hayek interacting with scenes again. You know, the whole reunion of Desperados and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. While playing completely different characters in this movie, you can still see that there is that chemistry that is shared in those movies that they bring to this film, and it's just great to see them on screen together again. Frank Grillo is also in this movie, and I love Frank Grillo as an actor. I love seeing him in movies. I think he's great in every movie that he's in. However, his character in this movie, I just didn't feel was needed at all. I feel like it could have been played by any nobody or just any other actor, and I wouldn't have really paid much attention to him. I feel like his character could have possibly been completely cut from this film, and it genuinely wouldn't have made a difference to the overall story. And I hate saying it because it's Frank Grillo. I honestly do love the guy. However, his character is just completely forgettable. He could have been played by literally anyone in this movie, and it would have made no difference. If you're having Frank Grillo in a movie, use him. Use him to his full potential because he's great. Don't have him as a little bit of a bit part who does basically nothing to serve the plot. I mean, his character is there in a way that does serve some sort of purpose to the plot, but a couple of reworks, he could have been completely cut out of this film and it would have made no difference. As for the action and comedy in this movie, the main reason that you're going to this movie is of course for the comedy and the action. Most of the jokes hit. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times in this movie I was laughing out loud. I thought it was a very funny film. Yeah, sure, there are jokes that don't necessarily hit their mark and some that do go on for a little bit too long, but for the most part I thought the humour worked really well, especially for the main trio. I thought they bounced off of each other really well. Again, they were having fun with the material and you could see that, and in that you could have fun with them, therefore making for more laughs in the film. As for the action in this movie, we definitely went for that more bigger is better approach in terms of a sequel, and to be fair, it's more over the top, it's more ridiculous, and I love that. Yeah, sure, there are some moments in the movie where the CGI isn't necessarily all that great and the big explosion at the end looked absolute shite, but it's dumb, over the top action fun, and so in that I enjoyed it. And overall, that's all this movie's really there for you to have fun, watch some characters bounce off of each other and just have a laugh. And yeah, sure, while not all the jokes necessarily hit and some scenes do go on for a little bit too long, there's a lot of fun to be had in this movie, and personally I do prefer this movie to the first one purely for the inclusion of Salma Hayek. I thought she fit really well into the cast. Is it a sequel that was necessarily needed, everyone was asking for? No, not at all. Am I glad we got it? Kind of. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't an overall great movie or anything like that. But it's one, again, that you can have fun with. You can just sit back, relax, and just have a laugh with your friends. And so, for all those reasons, I'm going to give The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard 3 stars. So, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Have you guys seen it yet? What did you guys think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks as always for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and for some more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.